Imagine this. You're on a plane, bracing for touchdown. The wind is howling outside. Suddenly the aircraft shudders violently. It tilts dramatically. Passengers scream. Then, everything goes black. This was the terrifying reality for those aboard Delta Flight 4819. On February 17, 2025, what began as a routine flight from Minneapolis to Toronto ended in a scene of chaos and terror. Delta Flight 4819, operated by Endeavour Air, crash-landed at Toronto Pearson International Airport. The aircraft, a Bombardier CRJ-900, flipped over and erupted in flames. The horrifying incident unfolded amidst a backdrop of severe winter weather. Blowing snow and wind gusts exceeding 40 miles per hour created treacherous conditions at the airport. Delta Flight 4819 took off from Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport at 1:15 p.m. CST. The flight, carrying 76 passengers and 4 crew members, was scheduled to land in Toronto at 3:18 p.m. EST. As the aircraft approached Toronto, the pilots received warnings about the deteriorating weather conditions. Strong wind shear, a sudden change in wind speed and direction, was reported near the runway. Despite the challenging conditions, the pilots attempted a landing. The plane touched down hard, bouncing once before veering sharply to the left. The CRJ-900 skidded off the runway, its left wing clipping the ground. The aircraft then flipped onto its back, coming to a rest upside down. Amid the wreckage, a sense of disbelief quickly turned to desperate action. Emergency crews raced to the scene, fearing the worst. The sight that greeted them was horrifying. A mangled aircraft engulfed in flames with passengers trapped inside. Remarkably and against all odds, every single person on board survived the crash. Passengers and crew scrambled to evacuate the overturned plane, some through emergency exits and others assisted by first responders. 15 people sustained injuries, some severe, and were rushed to local hospitals, but the fact that there were no fatalities is nothing short of a miracle. The severe weather that gripped Toronto that February day played a significant role in the crash. Blowing snow reduced visibility, making it difficult for the pilots to assess the runway conditions. The strong wind gusts, reaching up to 40 miles per hour at ground level, created dangerous wind shear conditions. Wind shear can dramatically impact an aircraft's lift and airspeed, making landing extremely challenging. The combination of these factors created a perfect storm, pushing Delta Flight 4819 beyond its limits and leading to the crash landing. In the aftermath of the crash, a full-scale investigation was launched to determine the exact cause of the incident. The Transportation Safety Board of Canada, or TSB, took the lead, working closely with the Federal Aviation Administration and the National Transportation Safety Board. Investigators will analyze the flight data recorder and cockpit voice recorder, often referred to as the black boxes. These devices record crucial information about the aircraft's performance and the pilot's actions leading up to the crash. The investigation will also examine the airport's emergency response, the aircraft's maintenance records, and the training and experience of the flight crew. Determining the cause of this crash is essential to prevent similar incidents from happening in the future. In the wake of the crash, officials expressed relief at the lack of fatalities and vowed a thorough investigation. Delta CEO Ed Bastian stated, "We are incredibly grateful that there were no fatalities, and thankful for the swift actions of our flight crew and first responders. We are committed to working with authorities to determine the cause of this incident." Toronto Mayor Olivia Chow added, "Our thoughts are with everyone affected by this incident. I want to thank our first responders for their courage and professionalism in responding to this emergency. The investigation into the crash is expected to take several months, if not longer." While the world watched in horror as images of the crash flashed across screens, a different story was unfolding on the ground in Toronto. First responders, putting their own lives at risk, rushed towards the burning wreckage of Delta Flight 4819. Firefighters battled not only the flames but also the treacherous weather conditions. Paramedics worked tirelessly to assess and treat the injured, while police officers secured the crash site and helped evacuate passengers. These brave men and women demonstrated extraordinary courage and professionalism in the face of danger. Their swift actions and unwavering dedication undoubtedly saved lives that day. The crash of Delta Flight 4819 serves as a stark reminder of the inherent risks associated with air travel. It highlights the critical importance of continuous improvement in aviation safety, from pilot training and aircraft design to airport infrastructure and emergency response protocols. This incident should also prompt a renewed focus on understanding and mitigating the impact of severe weather on aviation. Investing in advanced weather forecasting systems, developing better pilot training programs for challenging conditions, and enhancing communication protocols between pilots and air traffic control are crucial steps. As the investigation continues, the passengers and crew of Delta Flight 4819 begin the long process of physical and emotional recovery. The trauma of that day will undoubtedly leave lasting scars. Yet, amidst the wreckage and the trauma, there is also hope. The miraculous survival of all on board is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the importance of never giving up hope. The crash of Delta Flight 4819 is a story of tragedy averted, of courage under pressure, and of lessons learned. It is a reminder that even in the face of unimaginable adversity, the human spirit can endure.